Welcome. I'm Reg.
I'm Rob.
This is the show. Well, got a lot to talk about, man. 2 weeks. So let's just hit it. Another freestyle. So what you got?
World Series.
You know, that was gonna be my intro, man. I was gonna say we now live in a world where the Texas Rangers are world champions. So what you think?
Crazy, man. So last time we was here, yeah, we didn't have this World Series at all.
Yeah, we're a little off on our
it
matchup.
just goes to show, man, when some catches fire, man, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I did not expect this World Series, and then I didn't expect the Rangers to just be like, no, we're gonna hit everything. Like,
they did. And
yeah,
I think the surprising thing about baseball playoffs, obviously, Houston coming back with a 3-2 lead, Philly coming back with a 3-2 lead, you would have thought for sure both of those teams would have found a way to win one home game. But Texas, I mean, has that ever happened before? They won 11 road games, didn't they?
no, that was nuts.
That
was nuts.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were worse at home in the playoffs than on the road. So
yeah, I actually watched the game last night, and it was like, all right, we got a nice pitchers duel. I mean, Texas was no hit after 6.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
Then it just all fell apart, man. All fell apart.
Well, I mean, no dominant team this year. Bruce Bochy proved that he's one of the GOAT managers, really. 4.
Yeah.
He got 4.
Yeah, he's put his name in there.
Yeah, he stamped it. And he got 2 in 2 different leagues and all that stuff. So, and he's been to the series even more times than he's won. So I think he's taken 3 teams at least. So yeah, man. Surprise.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Well, I got to say something about Dusty riding off into the sunset. Not the ending he wanted, but glad he got at least one. And, you know, he can just chill and relax and root on his son. So,
yeah, I really thought Houston was going to run away with this, and then Texas was like, "What? You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said it.
You shouldn't have said it. You thought you had it. You said it." That's what they said. But very, very surprised. I mean, no way I would have called this at the beginning of the season. So that's what makes baseball great. I mean, 94 losses a year ago, 6 straight losing seasons, and now you're world champs. So that gives hope to, hey, the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays didn't even lose 94. They actually made the playoffs.
We got some work to do still, man.
No doubt.
We need some arms.
No doubt. Well, what else you got?
NBA, man. We got NBA. The old super teams and dynamic duos, and the next thing, Wemby Mania.
Yeah. Have you watched a regular season game with Wemby?
No. I just caught highlights. I caught the highlights of that Phoenix game, and it was like, okay.
Well, they get the rematch tonight. Phoenix gets to run it back tonight. So
yes.
They doing KD dirty already, man. I told you, Bill hadn't played a game this year. Booker played 1 so far. I think he might play tonight, but
yeah, I'm interested. I am now interested though to see what Popovich does with this team.
It's an interesting team.
Very.
I tell you, since you're an NBA free agent, you might want to look at Oklahoma City, man. They got a nice young squad. They got about 50 million picks.
I can't do that, man. Like that don't even sound right. Basketball in Oklahoma, like
Hey,
It don't
They
even
play
go
hockey in
together.
Arizona, so they,
Well, I
hockey
understand
in
that that don't
Vegas.
go together either, but
Yeah.
yeah,
So
man, it's nah, I can't.
you check out my boy Chet. No, I'm gonna
No,
push him. I'm gonna push him.
they
He had
he
7
keep
blocks the other
pushing,
night. So
keep pushing, but yeah, we'll see. We will
Chet
see.
Chet gonna open some eyes, man. He's gonna make a believer. Well, it's tough to make a believer out of you, but
Yeah, I'm pretty stubborn.
you are. Speaking of stubborn, are you coming around on my Falcons NFC South pick? Now Taylor Heineke gets to cape up and
Well,
take over
that's
for
a
Ritter.
bonus. I
It
think that
is.
helps them,
It does.
but
It's a big.
no, no. I
I mean, it is Taylor Heineke. It's not like it's
but that's true. But
Rodgers.
I still got New Orleans in that.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about New Orleans.
I know you don't. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Derek Carr. I can't even talk about Derek Carr. I can't talk about Derek Carr. I can talk about Jimmy G and how terrible he looked on Monday. He got his coach fired. He got his boy fired. Got his GM fired. Got Devontae Adams like looking like he's about to have a nervous breakdown on the field.
Hey man,
Jimmy G
all I
did it all
know,
on Monday.
all I know is after Halloween, all the Raider friends I know were very, very, very happy.
Yeah. That was, Mark Davis, man. He's like a thief in the night, man. He's biblical. Like I wake up, it's like Josh McDaniels is fired. His GM is gone. He ain't
uh,
even right. They did the
yeah.
Lane Kiffin on him.
Did you hear from Beach? Was Beach happy?
I haven't checked in with Beach, but I guarantee you Beach is happy. he knows Josh McDaniels was a problem. That was the best move he's made. But he's got to play Gruden for what, another 7 years, 6 years. He's got to pay McDaniels now another 4.5. So the
So
next coach is not going. The next
yeah,
coach is going to be a young
so
guy.
let's rewind here. Why didn't they give Gruden's interim the coach? Was Biasacha? Why didn't they give him the job?
I don't know. I mean, he had him playing good ball.
They went to the playoffs.
They went to the playoffs. They won 10 games. You at least give him a chance. But they brought in a new GM, and he had those Patriot ties. And Josh McDaniels is done as a head coach, right?
I sure as hell hope so. Man. So here's the thing. I forgot who was making the point on one of them ESPN shows. Mm-hmm. Like you bring them in to like bring in the Patriot way. Like that doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
Look, that takes years of brainwashing.
Yeah, it does.
And yeah, you didn't give McDaniels that time. Now, did I think he deserved it? No. He didn't even deserve the job. But
I feel bad for him. I'm going to say this. I do, because they probably were going to beat the Giants this week. I mean, I don't know who's playing quarterback for the Giants. Do you know who's playing? Is Tyrod coming back, or is it the DeVito?
It's not Tyrod. They was talking about your boy Danny Dimes.
Okay. Well, see, it doesn't matter. The Raiders got a real shot to win this week. Get to 4-5. You're not out of it. I mean, you're in second place in the division unless the Chargers win on Monday. So, I mean, I don't know. I am let the season play out guy, unless it's just a total disaster. But to fire a guy and it's not even a bye week, I mean,
I'm all for it. I've been calling for Canada's head since week 1.
Yeah. You fire him mid-game. We'll see. We'll see tonight what happens. But Antonio Pierce, man, he gets a shot.
I am happy for that.
Did they name him head coach or interim head coach?
It's interim, but I hope it's a real shot.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
Yeah. We'll see. I remember he tried his hand at analyzing, right?
Yeah,
for a little bit.
He went with your boy Herm down at Arizona State.
Yeah.
He was
Oh,
down
he
there.
went with Herm. Okay.
Yeah, he was down there with Herm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, he obviously knows what the locker room's supposed to be and
Yeah.
whatnot, and maybe he can get them to play like they care.
That's true. Here's the thing. I looked at this Raiders thing, and I'm probably not going to spend too much more oxygen on the Raiders because they own TV too much. They didn't flex them out when they playing the Jets in a
Oh
couple
yeah,
weeks, but I mean it's Vegas, man. I think the NBC execs are like, we get to go to Vegas. Forget America. But they lost to the Lions. The Lions are good. I mean, they're good. They're not as good as they thought they were, as Baltimore kind of smacked them around a little bit, but they're good. They kind of needed that Baltimore loss, though. That brought them, that centered them a little bit. They lost to Buffalo. That's not, I mean, Buffalo's good, kind of, sort of, supposed to be. They lost to the Chargers on the road with a rookie quarterback. So I'm sitting here saying, like, what games did they lose that they were supposed to win? Probably the Bears game on the road, but you started Brian Hoyer. Stealing money. Brian Hoyer's stealing money. Still stealing money.
God, man.
So
must be nice.
That was your problem. And then the fifth loss, I can't remember the fifth loss, but it wasn't a terrible team. The Bears loss was probably the worst loss.
Yeah.
You beat Green Bay, you beat the Patriots, and you beat the Broncos to start the season. So
those are three bad teams, though.
Terrible teams right now.
Yeah.
Terrible. So, but at least it seemed like you beat the teams you're supposed to beat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, I don't know. I mean, it looked like dysfunction on TV. It looked terrible every time they ran plays. It just looked bad. And I can't imagine what the locker room was like. I mean, if you could watch a game and kind of feel the tension, can you imagine what it really was like?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It's a mess, but
a mess.
I got my own problems.
Yeah, you do, and they're gonna be on full display. But you cannot luse to Will Levis.
I know.
If you lose to Will Levis, you can't talk to me. I'm sorry, you can't talk. Even if y'all beat us 59-0 in December, you can't say anything. You lose to Will Levis.
Yeah,
on a short week.
It better not happen. It better not happen.
Will Levis on a short week.
No, it better not happen.
It better not happen. But we'll see.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How glued were you to the ticker during the NFL trade deadline, hoping Derrick Henry was shipped out?
They already did us a solid by getting Byard out of there. I don't know. Does Howie Roseman have naked pictures of somebody in Tennessee? I mean, like, how in the world is he I'll take AJ. Give me AJ. Now, I kind of understood AJ. They didn't want to pay AJ. So Philly wanted to pay AJ. It's paid off. Byard, I don't understand. To answer your question, I had heard that Saturday that they weren't going to trade him, so I wasn't worried about it. I just thought it was stupid that they were talking about trading him to the Ravens. I thought that would be ignorant. They were talking about trading him to Buffalo. I'm like,
that the Ravens one had me like, no, don't do that.
Exactly.
No. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand GMs nowadays. And the trade happened, of course, in the 2 weeks. But why are we trading to other teams to make like other teams better? Like the Colts trade partner for JT was supposed to be the Dolphins. Like, why in the world would we even think about that? It's like, why would you trade to somebody in the AFC? I would trade to somebody in the NFC.
If the haul is big enough, I could see it. But stuff like that. Yeah.
Herschel Walker trade. That's what you'd have to do. Like, that's what Dallas did. But speaking of trades, James Harden, Clippers, you have the floor. Go ahead.
I don't care. I really don't care. So I guess we should get like a pool going to see like when this implodes. Like when does Westbrook like snap on Harden
Mm-hmm.
after they both have like a 3 for 21 game.
Well, then I know, and Kawhi, who doesn't say anything, can you imagine him watching them gunning?
Yeah, he's gonna leave.
Yeah.
He's gonna find his way out. Like
Yeah. I
he's
don't
just gonna
know.
look around and be gone.
I had this conversation at the barbershop today. They're going to start all four at the beginning, probably to appease all of them. That lineup, that lineup is not good. Kawhi can play the power forward, but he's a small forward. I think Paul George can play small forward or guard. I don't, he's a 2 or 3, but I'd like George better at the 2, to be honest with you. But, and then Russ, like who gets screwed in this deal? You bringing Russ off the bench, you bringing Harden off the bench.
Actually, they probably both should come off the bench, but I mean, yeah, you got 2 ball dependent guards.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's crazy. Your highest paid players are your best defenders.
Now that's I was going to say who's going to guard, but I do know who's going to guard.
Yeah,
I mean, Paul's going to guard, and
Paul and Kawhi can guard. They
yeah.
can guard their
Yeah.
position.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, how long is that gonna last? Where they putting effort on the other end, and these other 2 dudes is playing matador defense.
It's going to be a lot of help, help and recover. A lot of help, I don't know. Bucks early on, man. I mean, I know teams got to gel, but are you concerned about defense early here?
No, I think that'll come along. Yeah, but I'll just chalk it up to the filling out process, filling out how it's going to work. But I think that team will figure it out. They'll figure it out.
I think Dame probably got to learn where he was the center of the basketball universe in Portland. So yeah. It's like he's got to learn when he can pick and choose his spots.
Yeah.
But we'll see. So any other interesting NBA? I mean, the in-season tournament that Adam Silver shoving down America's throat starts tomorrow.
Why? Why? Who cares?
The NBA Cup.
Play All-Star games. You think this is going like?
I know. Hey, but the All-Star game is going back to the East-West format, right?
Yes, I did see that.
I kind of like it.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. I don't know if it means they're going to play any defense in Indy, but
no, they're not. But at least it's that.
Yeah, we're back to East-West. Win it for the East, win it for the West. That's cool. I want to say something quick. I mean, I know you weren't a huge fan, but Bob Knight passed away. What's your thoughts on the general?
You know what, man? I mean, I worked in the athletic department for 15 years, so
yeah,
I got to see Bob, you know, and he was always cool with me. I'm not saying we was buddies or anything like that, but I mean, it was, cordial interactions. Hey, how you doing today? Good, yourself? Simple stuff. I didn't run across the portrayed Bob Knight.
Yeah,
I did hear some things from time to time, but I mean, that's who he was as a coach, man. So like some people delve on the negative, but like you have to pull back and look at what he did at IU. I mean, he had some impressive stuff going on. I mean, whether you like the way it was or not.
Yeah.
I saw Dane Fife had came out and told like his story, like, yeah, he wanted to be a part of that. He wasn't for everybody.
Right.
He wasn't for everybody, but I mean, for those who had that love for it, it's like that's who they wanted. That was the man. So, but I mean, but it's I thought about all the stuff, like all the stuff that when it all went down, being down there when it all went down and everything. It's like, wow. But I mean, it's cool to me.
Yeah. Coach Knight, man. I mean, you can't argue what happened on the floor, man. He knew how to dissect another team. He had some Indiana teams. If you just look athletic wise, talent wise, you'd be like, how in the world this
Yeah.
team is competing with the
It
team they
it made
beat
it made
by
me
like
hate
10,
Indiana
15.
basketball.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, you know, we grew up probably in the golden era of college basketball. So we had your boy, Dean Smith. We had, Coach K kind of took over
Mm-hmm.
90s and 2000s. And Indiana basketball was Coach Knight. I mean, that was it. I mean, he pretty much ran the Big Ten, but big, big loss. But, great coach. Don't really want to get into the controversial stuff. It's just, it is what it is, man. I mean, we played for a guy
Yeah.
like Bob Knight, man. We played for Coach Hollis, man. We 8, 9, 10. And these people don't understand.
Getting the
8,
business, dog.
9, 10 years old. Back then, coaching was figuring out how to get the best out of you. And if it meant cussing you out, it happened.
Yeah, so be it.
So be it. A couple other things like whooping people on the field, and that might have been a little too far.
The old point, dog, when you messed up.
I know that was the greatest. That was the greatest. Sometimes he'd be
run that lap.
Yeah, I know. At first it was.
Yep.
What you still here for? Like, you already know. I don't even got a point. You jump offside. We jumped offside. We just kept running.
Yep.
So yeah, man. I really think I know it sounds weird, but I think kids of the day, man, that's part of the thing they're missing. They don't really go through any adversity until life kicks them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had people that were adversity. You know what I mean? You can get a deal with a person. Now, since the way society is, and we got to treat everybody the same, and nobody deals with any adversity until life kicks in, man. And I think it's doing our kids a disservice. But
yeah, because they really don't know how to handle it when it kicks in.
Exactly. But we dealt with adversity 5 days a week. And then we had fun.
Oh, Weiser Park.
Exactly. Weiser Park. Well, big college football weekend as the first college football playoff ranking. Did you see it?
Yeah, man.
What you think?
Yeah. I mean, it's just for show. So, I mean, all right. So, Ohio State's #1 because they've beaten better teams. Didn't anyone else in there? It's like, well, okay. But we all know what's going to happen was at the 25th.
Yeah. Well, Michigan has stole all the signs. So
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Michigan's already ready. Like, there's really nothing you can do about this.
you better come with some new signs, baby.
But I mean,
on that silent count.
Yeah, they'll probably get manhandled by Michigan, and then
then it doesn't matter. Then you're out.
So I don't think we really gonna see anything true until the end. I mean,
big games this week though. The Death Star's #1. I disagree with it. I think Georgia should be #1. I mean, Georgia hadn't lost in 2 years, 2.5 years. They should be #1, but they're not, and that's probably bad news for Missouri.
Yes, actually.
So Missouri gets to come feel that
motivation.
Yeah. Michigan gets Purdue this week.
Yeah.
So Purdue's not very good.
No.
And who's fourth? Florida State. I don't even know who Florida State plays. So Florida State probably is in the best position because who they have left on the schedule. They haven't played Miami yet, right?
No. but I think they'll
Right.
handle that.
What does that mean?
Yeah, they'll handle that.
They got to play in Florida. Probably
Yeah,
a
they
tough
should
game,
handle
rivalry
it.
game. So
Yeah, but they should handle that too.
they should,
Yeah.
but we'll see. So Florida State's in good position. What you think about this? Is probably the Heisman game for Penix, man. If, you know,
Yeah.
Los Angeles, California, on the big
Mm-hmm.
stage and prime time. Think Washington handles business?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. Um, I like them, but I don't like them. It's
Who
like
was that? Washington or
Washington.
USC?
I like, I've been pushing Washington all year, but like the more
Yeah.
and more I watch, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, they could do some. But I mean, I don't, man, that South football is just different. It's like
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna give you this speed with this physicality.
Right.
And I don't think any team west of the Mississippi is ready to deal with that.
Well, you're probably right. I mean, Georgia, Alabama,
Yeah, I was
you
like, it
probably
don't
don't
have
want to
to be
see that.
just Georgia, dog.
Right.
Like Alabama, it's like
Yeah.
the Michigan, like teams. It's like, no, we bring the speed with physicality. And it's like,
But that's been Michigan's problem, though, right? They didn't have enough speed for
yeah,
Georgia's.
yeah, it took forever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, they built it. It's kind of a shame. I'm gonna get back on Michigan. It's kind of a shame that this whole sign stealing thing is going to overshadow what. I mean, they really finally are there to where it's legit. But I'm going to tell you, I got two things to say. If Connor Stallions really, or whatever his name is, if this dude really put on a Central Michigan hat and stood on the sidelines to steal sign, I mean, I don't know what to think of that. That's like employee of the year stuff to me. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like, come on, man, you go on the extra
yeah,
mile.
that's one way to look at it. Like,
It's like, good God, this dude snuck on the sidelines so he could watch Michigan State Sixers. I'm hoping that it was computer generated. This is it fake or is that real?
man, I have no idea. That's just so the links you would have to go through just to pull that off,
That's
man.
what I'm saying.
That's not like happenstance stuff.
Right.
That's like plotting, planning, like there's details to this. It's like,
That's some
wow.
Axel left Beverly Hills
Yeah.
Cop stuff. Like how you get on the side? I don't even know you.
Wow. Yeah, it's like, man. So I don't know, but that's nuts. And why are you stealing signs from Michigan State? Man, that
Little brother. You gotta make sure they still little brother.
it ain't
But
even probably like they got their own turmoil. Like
they do. Michigan State's got like 5 plays, man. Well, I'm with you, man. It's like you can't beat Michigan State without stealing their signs, but okay.
yeah.
Now I thought about it a lot of ways. I mean, Ohio State obviously is on television every single week. Michigan probably has somebody on staff that just does Ohio State. I'm watching Ohio State. I'm studying every single whatever. And Ohio State probably does the same thing with Michigan because they know that game is that big.
Yeah.
So the sign stealing stuff, but at the same time, man, it's the spirit of the game, I guess. But I heard if you're not cheating, you're not trying. But I'm going to say this. This is one of the crazier stories to me in sports. Like it ranks right up there with Tanya Harding hiring somebody to take out Nancy Kerrigan. I mean, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Wow, it's a wild sports story to me.
Yeah,
But
it's nuts. I don't get it. But I'm not surprised, man. I'm just not
hardball, man.
surprised. Yeah,
Hardball.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. That's crazy, but it's not that far-fetched now.
It's not far-fetched. And the other thing too is this. Bottom line is this is millions of dollars for these coaches, these families. I mean, it's millions of dollars. Wins or losses are millions of dollars. That's why That's why you can't just dismiss a ref's bad call at the end of the game that feels like it cost the team. It's like, and you could have cost this man his job on the sideline because you
No,
made a bad call.
so we're talking about Harbaugh, who underproduced for what 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
He had to take a pay cut.
Mm-hmm.
Finally beats Ohio State, gets his
Mm-hmm.
money back, and this is what we're doing.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
And the whole
Harbaugh's
time
like,
you've been flirting with the NFL, like
yeah,
that's been your leverage. Like, oh, I could go to the NFL,
yeah.
which I think would be horrible for any NFL franchise. But that's just me. That's just me.
I understand what you're saying, but was it horrible for San Francisco? They won. I know you're gonna say Singletary's players. I got it, but I'm saying it's like
Hey,
they
so
went 3 straight.
I'll put it
They
like
received
this.
championships. Went to a Super Bowl.
So I'll put it like this. So do I think Singletary would have led that team to Super Bowl? No. However, he changed the culture in the locker room to make it better for when Harbaugh came in. Just like Mark Jackson did in Golden State, changed the culture in the locker room. So when Kerr came in, it's like he had players who were wanting to be professionals.
Right.
You know, I mean, we all seen Singletary's rants and,
Yes.
and dealing with Vernon Davis and whatnot.
One of
But
my favorites.
he got Vernon together, though.
He did.
And Vernon went on to have a successful NFL career. Those type of things is like, I don't think Harbaugh could develop that. I think that's why he struggled so long at Michigan, because he couldn't develop that.
Well, you got to admit, Michigan has a culture that's pretty strong right now.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
don't
they
know.
do, but
so you're calling Michigan in the playoff this year.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna run the table?
And they're gonna get whooped. And then
well, they're
gonna
gonna avoid Georgia. They're gonna avoid Georgia. So let's just say, but listen to me. Let's just say Georgia wins out. So they're gonna get my Bama at the end. Okay. So that puts Bama out.
Yeah.
Michigan's 2, whoever's 3, it doesn't matter. It's not gonna be
whoever else comes out of the East.
What I'm saying is if the Pac-12 team moves up to 3, or Texas, let's say Texas gets to 3. You think Michigan loses to Texas? You think Michigan loses to Oregon or Washington?
Well, I don't think it'll be Texas. We'll see. I mean, no Quinn Ewers. Yeah. So it won't be Texas. But say you got Georgia, Michigan, Washington, and Florida State.
Right. You think
they better pray they get Florida State?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think Michigan loses to Florida State. I'm not sure they lose to Washington.
I think they get blown out by Washington.
I don't know.
No,
that's not the old
Washington puts points on the board.
They do.
Michigan ain't built for that. Michigan is like, I'm gonna grind you down. We'll put points on the board, but it's because we have the ball the whole game.
Yeah, they bludgeon you.
Yeah,
they just try to beat you up.
So like against Washington, it's gonna be like, wait, first quarter ball controls Michigan 9 minutes and Washington 6, but it's 21-6. And then it's like, wait a minute, what are we doing now?
Yeah.
Even though I think they're more equipped, McCarthy's not bad.
Right.
He's not bad.
They just okay. Enough of Michigan, but they had no business losing to TCU last year, and I think that just kind of is just wild. I don't know. I just think that game.
I laughed from a good
had they not
place.
Right. Had they not lost the 2 semifinals in a row, I might agree with you more, but I just feel like they're going to get over that semifinal.
What do you think a Michigan-Georgia game would have looked like, especially after Georgia got woke up by Ohio State?
It wouldn't have looked like TCU.
No.
It would have been 3-score. It would have been a 3-score game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that Georgia team, especially after the Ohio State game, I mean, that was probably the real national championship, right?
Yeah.
So then after that game, Georgia was ready, man. Georgia was
Yeah,
I mean, that
Georgia was awake. Like,
that was a
this could happen.
virtuoso performance.
And while Michigan was the champs last year in the conference,
Mhm.
they didn't have a Stroud. They didn't have a Marvin Harrison Jr. They
No.
ain't got an Ibuka.
Yeah.
No, they don't have those weapons. So, yeah, that would have been bad. It's like, oh, y'all like to play physical, huh? Okay.
Take this physicality and speed, like you said.
Yes.
Take both of this. Yeah, it wouldn't have been pretty, but you can dream. So college football, big weekend. We'll ease past prime this week. NFL, your boys come on tonight. We already mentioned it, so I'm already calling the Steelers tonight. What's your take?
I'm picking my squad because I think our defense will score twice tonight.
I mean, it could be just like the Cleveland game, but you can't give up points. I think that's the thing. It's like
No, we can't.
Tennessee struggles to score, but Will Levis was smart in his first start. Like he threw the ball to 10.
Yes.
8 cents.
Yes.
So like he proved that Kentucky education. Where did Levis go before the Kentucky? Kentucky education wasn't half bad. He figured out, hey, I better throw it to DeAndre Hopkins. He's
good. He ain't gonna have no time tonight though.
No, I mean, no Minka though. No Minka.
Yeah. So that hurts, but I mean, Watt and Highsmith are still suiting up, and we get Hayward back. So
yeah, that's true.
So yeah, have fun with that.
It should be a brutal game, but
yeah, but they'll be in it because we can't score.
Exactly.
This should be the Derrick Henry night.
Yeah.
Yeah, this should be the Derrick Henry night.
Oh, you just brought up a good point, man. Everybody runs on Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Nobody should throw the ball against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Nobody should throw the ball against us. I don't understand it. Like, you have play action pass. Like,
why?
No, you should have like the reverse or whatever that be. Like,
pretend you're gonna pass a draw.
Yeah, and just run like draw plays like all day. Yeah, this should be the Derrick Henry game. But we'll see.
That doesn't scare you.
Smart enough to do that.
I will say this, and I hope it's not blasphemy. I don't think Derrick Henry is. I think he may have actually hit that plateau. Yeah. I don't know if Derrick Henry is super Derrick Henry or King Henry like he was.
No,
years ago.
He's not. However, he's still more than serviceable.
Yeah, he's good enough tonight. So we'll see.
Well, yeah, definitely against us. Like,
you know what? I love Tennessee because they do stupid stuff. They take Henry out all the time. They bring in the little guy from Tulane.
Yeah, Spears.
Yeah, they like him. So I guess they liked him enough. They were going to trade Henry, try to get something out of him. But big game in Germany. Miami, Kansas City, and Tyreek said they're going to get their work. He said he don't care where they play. Kansas City going to get their work.
So I don't know about I don't care where they play, but I actually think Miami will win this one. I think they'll win this one.
So this is the KC mid-season slump.
Yeah. But I mean, they'll be all right. They got Mahomes.
They're going to be fine.
If the receivers just decide to catch the ball, everything will be all right.
Yeah. So you got Miami. That's interesting. Yeah. You're picking Miami in a big game.
Yeah, I got Miami. Just because it's over there.
Yeah. So if it was in KC, you would pick KC.
Yeah,
because that's who was.
I'd probably take KC in Miami too.
Okay.
I'm just saying this just because it's over there. This be like one of them games where like, yeah, Miami will shine. It's just
okay.
Yeah,
Jalen Ramsey, man, that dude is different.
Yeah, he is. He is, but I'm not putting Miami in that Super Bowl contention. Like, no, let's not get crazy. Like, when you play good teams, y'all got beat up.
By the way, speaking of Super Bowl contention, I got two for you in the AFC. My original AFC North pick, Baltimore Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
I still think they're super flawed, but I love the fact that they putting the ball in Lamar's hands, man. And I think that's good, man. As far as development, you had talked about that for years. That they were really stunting Lamar by not letting him really throw the ball, read defenses, all that stuff. So I think it's great. But Cincinnati looks like
I told you.
You better. You should have got him in September because
yeah, man. Joe's back.
Cincinnati look like
they're
back.
They look dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can they do enough to catch Baltimore and win the division? I mean, that was my pick, but I don't know. But they get to the playoffs.
Right.
Be careful.
Like which division winner would want to play Cincinnati in the first round?
Yeah. I mean,
the only one I can think of is Baltimore. Baltimore is not scared of Cincinnati.
No, they're not. But they're not. They're not ready for that, man. No. I mean, Baltimore secondary isn't that, and man. Chase, boy, man, it's.
Well, Chase. I mean, Chase had like 400 against him last year.
Yeah.
I mean,
in the secondary's worse. It's like, that. I mean, the whole Lamar thing, that looks promising.
Mm-hmm.
That could get better, but man, Cincinnati would scare me the most.
Cincinnati's scary. Team that I'm not afraid of is Buffalo.
No.
I think
me neither.
I think Buffalo's fool's gold now.
When he was watching that one game and he was like, but is Buffalo really a good team? And I was like, no.
Exactly.
I'm waiting for that implosion to happen. It's like you see the structure is cracking, and at some point it's all going to collapse.
Yeah.
It's all going to collapse, and it's not going to be good. But I mean, we'll see.
Two more NFL thoughts. Philly, Dallas, just real quick. It's in Philly, right? Dallas, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You going with the Eagles?
Yeah.
Okay. I know you said last show, Dallas offense doesn't scare you. Who's afraid of CeeDee Lamb? Then CeeDee Lamb had about 400 yards too against the Rams last week, but it wasn't.
Yeah, what's in the Rams secondary though?
Not Jalen Ramsey anymore. So
that point exactly.
Yeah.
So man. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, good for him, but no.
CD had one week. And then the other question I have for you is you can't pick Philadelphia. Who's going to the Super Bowl at the NFC? If you can't pick Philadelphia, let's say Jalen Hurts' knee injury becomes worse and he can't play in the playoffs or something. Who's coming out the NFC?
My NFC West pick, man.
I knew you were going to say that. Okay.
First place.
I'm going to sound bad. I know.
No.
First place, Atlanta Falcons and the Ravens, by the way.
First place, Seattle Seahawks, man.
All my division picks, except for Minnesota, but Minnesota took hurt towards Achilles.
Yeah.
They're still in the playoffs, which is weird.
Man.
You trust Geno? I don't trust Geno. I'm just going to be honest.
I don't blame you there. I'm just gloating while I can. We're halfway through the season. I said the Seahawks will win the division and they're in first place.
You picked them over the Brock Purdy-led San Francisco 49ers. By the way,
I'm saving that.
Chase Young, Bosa.
I'm saving it. It doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't solve the problem. So fine. Yeah, it sounds really dumb on paper. Like, but you already have first rounders all across that line. I mean, it don't fix the problem. Debo being healthy.
What's the problem? Just remind me what the problem is.
Debo being healthy might help with the problem.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But
I don't think McCaffrey's 100%. I mean, nobody's 100%.
Yeah, well, no, it's the NFL, man. people beat up. But hey, man, rewind the tape. I already.
Hey, that is on your good take reel right now.
And I am. It's building up for one huge end of the year rant, specifically for my Niner fan friends.
Yeah, Niner gang.
Yeah, it's yeah. And Muggs know it's coming too. I saw one of my buddies this weekend, and he looked at me and he's like, "Don't talk to me about football." I was like,
"Yeah,
hey man, I told you."
The handwriting's on the wall. It is. I mean, you play 3 decent teams, 3 playoff caliber teams when they all play, and you get beat.
Hey, yeah.
So
I can go on for a whole hour, but
you really good. You really good. Anything else you got tonight?
But well, back to your question, NFC rep. If it's not Philly,
you said Seattle. I thought.
But I was just playing because yeah, I don't really believe that. Just sticking out my chest, and if it's not Philly, yeah, it will probably be San Fran just by default. It's like their Shanahan's scheme is good enough to get them through like 80% of the league. I mean, because the things it takes to really shut that down and make the guy behind center make the plays, not a lot of NFL teams have.
Right.
I mean, a Detroit game would be interesting.
That's what I'm saying. Detroit's lurking. If Philly's got this 6-game stretch, that's a murderer's row.
Yeah.
I think they're going to beat Dallas, but I mean, they got Kansas City coming up. They got to go to Buffalo. They got some games. But if Detroit does what they're supposed to do with the easier schedule, it would be interesting if Detroit got that 1 seed. It'd be interesting to see teams go to Ford Field. I think Ford Field would be a home field advantage.
Yeah. I think
they're starving. I mean, they've never been to the Super Bowl, so
that would help them against San Fran. I don't think it's going to work for Philly. The way Philly is built.
Philly is Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts stays healthy, I don't think Philadelphia gets beaten in NFC.
Yeah.
And that's kind of crazy, but I just don't. I just think they'll have enough to run their offense and do what they need to do.
Yeah, because they haven't really played great.
Right.
It's just they have all the pieces.
Right. They played good enough. I mean, last week was kind of ignorant. I mean, they kind of displayed what's capable. I mean, you got AJ Brown. Come on. I mean, he's ridiculous. Now you added Julio.
Yeah.
I mean, even if Julio is 45, I mean,
still Julio. It's still ridiculous. Yeah.
I mean, Julio got Larry Fitzgerald's respect. He got my respect. If Larry Fitzgerald is telling you that's the GOAT, I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
So, and then Devontae Smith. I mean, what a nice possession receiver option, Devontae Smith.
Yeah, because my guy AJ Brown's getting 125 yards a game. Just like
you got that fantasy. You know what? I got to get my little buddy on here. I got to get my commission on here. I think I play him next week. I got to get him on here. I'm going to send him a link for next week. We got to get the commission on. I got to talk crazy to him because I finally beat him. you know that last year I got swept. I was like, what in the world? A little 12-year-old, 11-year-old beat me 2 times. So he's the king of horrible trade requests. Like, he's like, man, why don't you give me Mahomes and I'll give you Madison?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But now we got to get the commission on. And my fantasy, I'm only playing my family league. We 4-4. So up and down.
Yeah. I'm in this pay league and I got 2 losses, but one of them was my own fault. Like I pulled your boy Zach Moss when Taylor first got back, knowing
Oh
that
yeah.
they was going to ease Taylor back in, and Moss went nuts,
Yeah.
or I would have won that.
That was
And
a
I lost
Tennessee
the first
game.
week just because I didn't do my lineup. But
Oh,
I'm gonna win this title. Like
you're not even worried about it. You like,
I'm talking mad cash to these dudes. Like, yeah, thank you for this money. Cause
oh wow. I like that, man. That's cool. That's cool.
no, it's gonna happen. Like, no. And then people do stupid stuff and I capitalize on that. I'm like Tony Pollard was sitting on the waiver wire. It's like,
What?
yeah. I'm like, and I don't really need the starting, but he's there.
I got receivers because last year I didn't have a QB. So this year I was like, man, I'm snagging me a QB. So I just took Pat. And then I got Herbert on the bench. So I feel good about my quarterback. But my receivers, man, like T. Higgins,
Yeah, he's been
disappointing
hurt
right now.
Yeah, he's
Garrett Wilson was supposed to be
not with old
no.
MILF Hunter at quarterback.
Then I got Then I got Debo hurt.
I got Debo.
I got Christian Kirk on the bench. But I did pick up. I got 2 rookies though. I got Jordan Addison and I got Zay.
Okay.
So, but Zay, Zay's up and down. Now Jordan Addison was balling. I was hurt about Kirk hurting his Achilles because Jordan Addison was supposed to be the foundational piece of my team, and then I'm like, oh, I don't want to throw the ball.
How you feel about Josh Dobbs?
I'm happy for Josh. I mean, look at his NFL journey, but and he did a solid job in Arizona. I mean, he weren't gonna win in Arizona, but I don't know. I don't know. Usually, guys like that, the coaches go get somebody they already know. So did O'Connell, or what's the guy's name? O'Connell, whatever the coach, Minnesota. No. Did he know Josh Dobbs before?
No. Because he went at Tennessee with him.
Right. I just thought it was.
He went at the Steelers with him.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm surprised he didn't go
I'm surprised he didn't go get a system guy, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I just need somebody to throw Addison the ball. That's it, man. That's all. Golly, I saw that video. I was like, what? Curse out for this? No! That was my reaction. See what fantasy football has done to us? It's bad.
Yeah.
It's like you're not even mad about the team. It's just, that's my fantasy team.
Yeah, that's my guy. What?
Yeah. I miss the old days. It was simpler when you just pair a QB and a receiver. And I had the old Aaron Rodgers, Jordy Nelson that used to kill, especially in the early 10s or whatever you want to call them. But you got anything else tonight?
No, man. Watch my boys. And
let's get it. I can't live in a world where Will Levis is 2-0 and beat. No, you just can't let this happen. You cannot let it happen.
I can't live in a world where Rex Ryan is talking smack like I had him as the second best QB in the draft. Like, that's why you unemployed, man. Don't stop playing with me, man.
Yeah, stop playing.
You got ran out of Penn State because he couldn't beat out Sean Clifford.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Come on now.
Penn State was other school. That was it. Okay. Stop playing with me. Stop playing.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel. Stop playing. You're talking about Will Levis. They're gonna get me on a practice rant. You're talking about Will Levis. Talking about Will Levis. He shouldn't even been in the green room.
Well, that's true. That's true. But they was hyping him up. And,
they did.
And they
had me scared, man.
They had him attached to y'all, man.
They had me scared the whole spring talking about Coach loves Levis. I was like, now that would have been that I don't know. I don't know what I would have done. I mean, probably something similar to your Trubisky free agent signing.
Hey, man, bad news. Also, what about what I said earlier in the year, man? Caleb Williams, Giants.
Man, you.
I mean, we'll see.
I mean, that was crazy. It was crazy when you said it, but it's
I
making
mean,
more and more sense.
Yeah, we're there. They're trading away their best defensive lineman.
Yep.
Like, okay.
It's happening, as they say.
We'll see.
Who said something about Daniel? Oh yeah, for some reason I have a Falcons fan on my Twitter feed, and he's like, if Daniel Jones is my QB next year, I'm disowning my team. So he's afraid that the Falcons will pick him up. But
that's a fear. That would be a good fear.
That's a great fear. I mean,
that should not happen. Not with that price tag.
No.
You still got 40 guaranteed.
I know. That's ugly. Dable, man. Dable.
What?
You said Dable was an idiot last week. So you blame Dable for the loss against the Jets?
Yeah. So I don't know why it took a year and 8 weeks to realize your team's only good because of Saquon Barkley. So on a 4th and 1, you don't give him a chance to salt away the game for you.
Yeah.
And even if he does it, you're not giving up the field position.
Mm-hmm.
And your defense is what's been doing it the whole time. So to not go for it, I was just like, yeah, like out of all the choices, you made the worst one because you got no points, you've given up yardage, and now the other team's like feeling like they really got momentum.
Yeah.
And
do you think the Jets spotted their own football? I saw that on Twitter.
I don't know, but like then on top of that, why are you receiving? Yeah. Your offense has not moved the ball. Like why? Yeah, you got the 3rd string QB in there. Your offense hasn't moved the ball since he came in the game. Why are you taking the ball?
So you think go ahead and kick it and put your best team on the field and hope they stop them?
Yes. Like don't help the Jets out with field position.
Right.
Make them take it from the 25 and they got the ball first. Make them go the whole 75.
Right.
But send the offense out there 3 and out.
Kick it. And that's it.
And now you tilted the field on yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
there's 2 crucial calls. And it's like, the first one I just like, no, you ride Saquon. Like, when are you going to realize like this team goes because of him? And it doesn't really matter who's the quarterback. Like, this is your guy. This is what makes it go.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of like JT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I coach up quarterbacks.
I literally, when I saw it on Twitter that Tommy DeVito was in the game, I was like, oh man, tell me Tyrod Taylor didn't get hurt. But he did.
Yeah.
So
same rib injury, which helps his lawsuit against San Diego. But
I was about to say, that's the one he got stabbed in.
Yeah. Well, not San Diego, LA.
It's
still had that bad, man.
That's
San Diego Chargers, Washington Redskins.
Another crazy sports story, man. You get stabbed by your own team doctor before the opening game. The Justin Herbert story. Maybe. Oh, now the plot thickens. Hey, Justin Herbert's like, hey, I got my opportunity to stab that dude.
Hey, man. That's all right. The Chargers will get what they deserve with Herbert at quarterback.
I think it's more not Herbert, but the coach. But I'm gonna stop, man, because
Hey man,
he might see this, man. But
I don't
I'm
want
not
to
a
hear the
big
excuses.
fan of the
They got
Bengals.
weapons. They got weapons.
Their weapons are getting depleted.
Yeah, but they got them. I mean, like, oh, Mike Williams is out. Oh, dang, man, I'm stuck with Keenan Allen.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Eckler misses some games. Yeah,
They
but
got
they got
weapons.
weapons.
Yeah, they do. They got a decent line.
Yeah.
They have a decent defense if they come to play. There's
But
no excuse. I mean,
you get mediocre football, man. Like
they should be they
they're-
should be able to mark down 10 wins and
yeah,
then looking at
easily
11 and 12.
because yeah, you got two teams in your division that are
Bad.
garbage.
And this year you get to play the NFC North. So
Yeah, man. So the Herbert talk, you know, I'm not a fan of that.
yeah. We got to go through all your rants coming up soon, but we're running out of the year, man. I said I was going to do 23 and 23 and 23 is almost
Got
gone.
homework to do.
I do. But
homework to do.
I don't know. I'm gonna make a list and just piss people off. I ain't gonna worry about it. Somebody gonna be left off. I just hope it's not like other lists, sports lists that you see, and it's like somebody egregious. It's like, man, you left off.
Yeah.
That's the
You want
only
to
thing.
avoid the egregious. Like if you got all the right ones there, but the order's different, that's something different. But like if someone's like left off and you're like, wait a minute, how you do that?
Yeah.
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 So which we'll still probably get, but
it's gonna be egregious. I mean, I tell you what, the modern day player is tough for me. Like the modern day baseball player. Like, but I'm just like, who's better than Bonds that's playing now?
well, no, nobody.
Well, then
That
Bonds is on the list, and
you had that stretch where, yeah, he was just gonna be on base.
Yeah,
whether you walked him or not, like he's gonna be on base.
Exactly. Ridiculous stats. Ruthian.
Yeah.
So, but of course, how dumb Major League Baseball is, they're going to keep him out of the Hall of Fame. But I guess I can talk about that in January.
Yeah.
Let's put Fred McGriff in. No offense, Rob, but I'm just like, come on, man. Fred McGriff is in the Hall of Fame. And Bonds is it.
Hey, man.
And
I got a special place in my heart for Crime Dog.
The Crime Dog. I get it. Watt does too, No Braves when he moved over there, but it's just Scott Rowland is in the Hall of Fame. And Bonds is. But I could do that.
No.
I could do that for almost everybody. I mean, A-Rod, listen, I can almost give you banning A-Rod from the Hall of Fame. I mean, he kind of knew the rules. They reset it. Hey, you get suspended for drugs. He did. I think he got suspended twice, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, he had the year long for sure.
Oh, that's right.
But I don't know, man. I mean, if I'm right, Pudge Rodriguez, he probably was juicing, man. Come on. That whole Texas Rangers team probably was.
But the thing is, like, they all was. It's just
that's how they save baseball.
Good.
That's how they save baseball. Mark McGwire, Andrew Steen in his locker, save baseball. 7 home runs.
Yeah, man. Everyone was doing it. Even the so-so players, the average players were doing it. It's just that you weren't as good as these guys to begin with. So therefore, your enhancement was only good enough for you to keep getting a paycheck. While their enhancement was like, all right, I'm going to do something stupid with this. But like,
well, it was
it's all doing it,
man. Bonds in 92, Bonds was like real skinny. And then 93, 94, all of a sudden he's 95, swole, RBI baseball. I mean, it's crazy, man. We got to get out of here, man. I got to get you to your game. Man. You got 2 minutes to get to the studio.
Yeah.
So, well, until next time, I'm Reg.
I'm Rob.
That was the show.